to watch that wiggle. Love to watch that wiggle. Woo!
And we're back right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast. I know I'm not supposed to say that, Tim, but I really like to say it.
It's okay. Do what you got to do.
You know how he is. Once he gets into saying something, he just can't stop
I got a
himself.
one-track mind, folks.
It's true.
All right. So when we were going over the show this week, you said to me that you had something that you wanted to share with the class, and it was about the video games that G4, your favorite network on cable television, is doing.
Okay, yeah. I this past weekend, watching G4, they had a show on G4's top 100 video games of all time. Me being a huge video game fan, and yeah, I said, all right, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch this. So I took some notes. I wrote down numbers. We're gonna go over the list and we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about some issues that we might have with the list. But we're gonna do. This segment, we're just going to go from like 100 down to 20, some of the notable ones that I've written down that they mentioned. And then next segment, we're going to go to the top 20.
Okay.
So right now, we're just going to go over some of the notables. Number 100 was Pong.
Okay.
Of course. I mean, that's the first video game. So,
yes.
It's got to be in there. 98 was Pitfall.
Mm-hmm.
Another classic.
Yes.
Number 95. The only reason I threw this one in is because it was, for some reason, it was one of my favorites. Burger Time.
Right.
Do you remember that one?
I do remember that. You had to make the burgers. You had to.
Yeah, you had to run across the pieces of the burger and make them drop down levels to build a burger at the bottom. That was stupid game, but I loved it.
That was my mindset for going into places like Wendy's when I was doing a fast food thing when I was younger. Yeah.
Okay, number 93. Star Wars TIE Fighter.
I have spent, oh my God, how many quarters have I put in it? Wait a minute, that was back when it was 50 cents to play that game, right?
But I don't remember if this one was. No, this wasn't the arcade. This arcade Star Wars. This was one of the PC games.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, it sucks.
Okay, now we get to the first one that I have an issue with.
Okay,
number 92, Galaga.
Right.
How in the hell is this number 92?
Well, I thought
this should be way higher.
I thought the Guitar Hero would come in, but it's at 96. It's just to me, it's still a fascinating form of video gameplay.
Yeah, but I mean, Galaga, you can still find where you find arcade game consoles. Usually, it's a Galaga game. Right. They pair it up with Miss Pac-Man. Mm-hmm. So you can still walk into a store somewhere and find a Galaga game. How is it only number 92? Now, not to mention the fact that that is my all-time favorite video game.
Now, does that have anything to do with it?
Hmm?
Does that have anything to do with it?
To me. Okay. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. And if I had the money that I've chunked into a Galaga game over my entire life.
Yes.
But not number. But that's that. Like I said, that's the first one that I had an issue with. 91 is The Sims. Mm-hmm. 86 was Outrun. 84, which I found this a little surprising that it was on the list, but 84 is Wii Sports.
Yeah.
81 is Resident Evil.
Okay.
78, another classic that I used to love to play, Spy Hunter. Exactly. And number 72, get over here, Mortal Kombat.
Which is the first video game that I played from beginning to end in 3 hours and beat.
I love that game. It was so awesome.
Yes.
Number 71 is Wing Commander 2, Vengeance of the Kilrathi.
Wing Commander. Now, that was on the PC, correct?
That was a PC game. And that one was... I remember playing that one. It was really cool. You had the storyline going on. You had these little cutscenes where they would give you briefings of what you were supposed to be, what your mission was when you were going into this stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was a really cool game. Number 70, this is the Star Wars Arcade. Again, is one of those that I chunked so much money into.
Yes.
It actually had the control on the machine was like a Starship control. It was like a double-handed Starship controller.
Yes, and
like you were flying an X-wing.
And nowadays, when I see kids playing these Star Wars games, I'm like sick because I can't see through the TIE fighters.
Yeah.
You know?
You could see, it was all line drawings, and you could see through them.
Right.
And they when they fired shots at you, it was just this. It looked like an asterisk that was coming straight at you.
Yes. If I can interject here, I'm seeing number 68 is Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Love the game. I mean,
Yeah.
I absolutely love the game. Very fluid. Very well. The puzzles are hard, but definitely the fighting scenes and stuff are awesome.
Yeah, and number 69 was Double Dragon. Another fighting game was really cool. 65 was Unreal Tournament.
Uh-huh.
I know you're not a fan of first-person shooters.
No,
but,
I'm not.
As first-person shooters go, that one I think was the first that was strictly multiplayer.
Right.
The games would come out and they would have a multiplayer option on them. But this one, there was no first-player game. It was simply multiplayer. 64 was NBA Jam. And again, here's another one that I have an issue with.
Okay.
Of its placement, not of it being on the list, but of its placement. Number 63, Wolfenstein 3D. How was that not higher?
Yeah, well,
That was the first 3D first-person shooter.
right.
Without it, you don't have Duke Nukem, you don't have Doom, you don't have Halo, you don't have any of these first-person shooters that you have today. I mean, I don't understand why it was at 63 and not higher.
Well, Chris Carpenter agrees that Galaga should have been top 10.
Shut up.
Yeah.
At
Well,
least.
he thinks that Tempest should be number one. So
Tempest was an awesome game. I will fight you over
I
the
never
circles.
got into it, but
I will fight you over the circles and dodging the lasers and dodging
All
the
right.
diamonds that come out. It's awesome.
do what you got to do.
Okay.
But number 60 was Contra. That one, I mean, I loved it in the arcade, but the best thing was when it was on the Nintendo console.
Yes.
And you could do it was up, down, down, left, right, A, B, or no, I'm sorry, B, A, select, start, and you got like 30 lives.
Awesome.
So that was the coolest. Number 54 is Gauntlet. Wizard needs food badly.
Yes.
Love that game. Number 50, Sonic the Hedgehog.
HD water. Go ahead.
Number 49, this was a surprise to me. Angry Birds.
Holy crap. Angry Birds? Whoa.
Angry Birds was number 49.
Angry Birds come in above Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, and Galaga.
And,
Hello.
yeah. Well, Angry Birds, man, that's a lot of people downloading that on their phone.
Yeah, but it's a different format.
Yeah.
But you also have it on the PCs.
That's true. Although I've never
And-
played it. I've never played it on the PC. I don't know how well that would work. If
And-
you don't have a touch screen.
Oh, it's a click and drag kind of thing.
Yeah.
Check it out. They also offer Angry Birds on the Roku.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I mean it's out there, man.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yeah. Number 48 was Tecmo Bowl.
That should have been top 10, man. That should have been the best football game ever. Ever.
That was the video equivalent of that little magnetic football game that you would turn on and they would just go.
Yeah. And there goes Walter Payton down the field. Wait a minute. No, he's going
He's
in
going the wrong
circles.
way. Damn it. Number 45 was Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Number 43, another first-person shooter, Quake 3 Arena. Another one that was I think strictly was multiplayer. Number 40 was Space Invaders Classic.
Yes.
Number 39, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Okay.
37, the first Halo game,
Okay.
which was actually Halo Combat Evolved was what it was called. But 36, Batman Arkham City.
Oh, I think that game should have been higher.
I think so too. 34, Counter-Strike, which that was a shock to me because that's an offshoot of Half-Life.
Right.
But it actually became its own game and became the most one of the biggest selling first person shooters. All on its own. So I guess it does deserve to be there on itself. 33 was Final Fantasy VII, another awesome game. 32, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Before he bit a man's ear, and before he went to jail, Mike Tyson could be found in the arcades.
He was unstoppable, folks. He was unstoppable.
Number 30, Super Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
Number 29, Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like one of the first games where you could go in and you could pick which side you were
Yes.
going on.
Yes.
You could go in as an evil character and play that from the beginning.
I remember Chris bringing that in the house, and you'd ask him, okay, so which side of the Force are you going to be on? Who's the Vader?
That's a stupid question.
Who's the Vader? That's what he'd say. Who's the Vader?
Number 28, Super Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Number 25, Grand Theft Auto 3. That's it's notorious, but it was still a great game.
Yes.
And number 24, Madden NFL 2005. That was the one that they kind of changed how the controls went. You could swing the camera angle around.
Yeah.
It was really like it changed how sports games were.
I think that's also the one where you could pick the position you wanted to play too.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. But that's the notables from 100 to 20.
Well,
and
hold on a second, because there's games here that you didn't mention.
Well,
number
we haven't
one,
done the entire list.
I understand that. I do understand that, and I'm taking it up right before the one that starts the 20. Resident Evil 4. Come on, guys. Really, honestly, and truly, every Resident Evil game that I have played pales in comparison to the heebie-jeebies that you get from the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the thing. I mean, when you get to games like Madden, there's a new one every year.
Right.
So, I mean, listing them separately, I don't know if that really does well with the list. When you've got other games that, I mean, like arcade games, there's only one version.
Yeah.
In other words, list the franchise, but not each individual version.
Yeah, but I mean, there are times that I don't know if you should do that because, like Grand Theft Auto 3, it really was a departure from the way the Grand Theft Auto was.
Right.
Like 1 and 2. So, I mean, there's times that I can see it would be justified, but there's other times it's like I said, with Madden, there's been, I mean, how many different versions of Madden?
Let's see.
Probably at least 15.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
But, I mean, also looking on the list here, I read this to Gavin, and I'm going to go ahead and spoil one for you. I told Gavin about this list, and you know what he said? That's a stupid list. Why is it a stupid list? We don't talk like that, Gavin. Well, I know, but that's the way that I feel. Why? Because Skylanders didn't make it. Skylanders. And listen.
Either of the Skylanders.
Any of the Skylanders. Yeah. And for me, as a parent who is trying to do right by this child and find out if Walmart's got it and find out if it's compatible, you darn right, that's what I'm talking about. So anyway, listen now. Listen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cutting this off right here. We're gonna when we come back after this, we're gonna talk about the top 20 video games. We're gonna talk about that, and then we can get into our issues with the list, complete list. But that's coming up right after Elvis.
But before we do that, hold on.
We do need to do our shout-outs.
We do need to do our shout-outs.
Okay, let's do the shout-outs.
All right. So first off, I'm going to say hello to the newest member of my family. She is engaged to my nephew Toby. Her name is Casey Moyer. I would like to say hello to her.
Awesome.
Also,
I'm sorry, I had to cut you off. Go ahead.
I also want to say hello to the Ace Man.
Jorge Lozano. This is a big congratulations to the newly engaged Jorge Lozano.
Congratulations to you, sir. As congratulations to Casey as well. We also want to say hello to Scotty Claymore. Now, the good news about Scotty's got a wrestling event coming up. It would be on February 9th at the Salvation Army location there in Hendersonville, North Carolina. He's going to be taking on the evil prodigy, J.R. Reynolds. You're going to see also other high-flying HVW superstars is Mike Madden and Spanky, TJ Boss, Viper, Dylan Dollar, Blaine Caster, and a whole lot more.